Alright guys, we are back for more of my 2025 Easter special. We just played some Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Nintendo Wii, and that was a whole lot of fun. So, for our next segment, we are going to be playing Sonic Riders Zero Gravity for the Nintendo Wii. So let's see what happens in this game.
Sega.
Alright, let's choose my final course. And let's go to game start. Alright, we're gonna go to normal race. Let's do some free races. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna start things off at the Megalo Station. I'll play a Sonic course, and we'll use different extreme gears in each race for the segment as well. So anyways, we're gonna start things off by using the blue star. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, bring it on!
Alright, that's a good start.
See ya!
And we get an extra trick right off the bat. That's very nice. And we also get back speed up. Oh, look at that! We got a special move! That is impressive. I literally just knocked out a ton of my opponents so good there. I will certainly take that. I've got some extra speed there. But unfortunately, we ran out of GP while using that gravity dive right there. So we're going to have to get through that right here by just tilting the Wii remote. Alright, there we go. Now we regained all of our GP back. That's very good. Alright, lap 2. Alright, there's the grind. Alright, there's 10 rings. Alright, let's bring out another gravity dive. And thankfully we were able to hit something with it this time, so that's good. Alright, let's hop on this rail. Alright, final lap. Oh, you get back here, Blaze. Alright, there's the GP gauge up. How did I miss that rail right there? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, 20 rings, and we're unfortunately out of GP, so we're gonna have to tilt that Wii remote again right there in that turn. And it looks like Blaze is gonna come in first place. But it looks like we're gonna get third right there to start off. That's not too bad. Alright, let's go into the next race now. Alright, so next up we're gonna have the Night Side Rush. And, let's see. I think I'm going to use... God, what do I want? There's so many good choices to pick from. I guess I'll go with the light board.
All right, bring it on.
Alright, let's do this. Alright, there's an X-Strike track. Alright, we're about gravity dive here. Alright, time to head to lap 2. Aha, I missed that item. That wasn't cool. But at least we do have the grind now. And I just failed the trick. Okay, I'll take 20 rings. Alright, 30 GP there. Ah, darn, man. We got the low speed. That does not help at all. Alright, we're on the final lap now. Alright, let's go and bring out the GP gauge up. Some of my opponents are pretty far ahead, so I don't know if we'll be able to have a chance right here to catch up to them. Okay, there's 50 GP. And Knuckles got first place this time. Alright, we got 4 from that one right there. Still a pretty good finish overall, though, nonetheless. Alright, let's see if the next race will have in store here. Alright, on to the Botanical Kingdom. And, I'm gonna use the Windstar this time. It looks like I'm starting next to the two robot guys. That's quite interesting. Alright, let's go. Alright, another pretty good start. Alright, 20 rings. I got the air ride. Take 10 rings here. Alright, let's spray out that gravity dive. Alright, on to lap 2, and we now have the max speed up. Another 10 rings here. Let's go and fly through the rings right here. Alright, let's spray out another gravity dive right here. Alright, on to the final lap. Alright, there's the yacht. Alright, time to fly through the rings again. Alright, 20 rings there. Alright, now let's speed our way to the finish line with this gravity dive. And this time we will pull off a win in first place. That's what I'm talking about. So we won that race by 8.2 seconds over one of the robot guys there. I'll certainly take it. Alright, anyways, let's go and move on to the Snowy Kingdom for our next race. And I'm going to use the Rose Star for this one.
Alright, bring it on!
Alright, here we go. Alright, pretty good start.
See ya!
And there's an X-ray trick. Nice. Oh, dang it. That's got hurt. dang it, we got hit by that snowball. That can't be good. Alright, there's 30 rings. Alright, let's use the gravity dive here. Alright, we're on the lap 2 now. Alright, now we have the bike. And we also got an RX-ray trick. Oh, I missed the shortcut right there. That was embarrassing. Alright, 30 rings. I've got starting speed up now. Alright, let's head into the final lap. Unfortunately, I'm way far behind the pack right here, so it's very likely that I'm not going to get a very good finish here on this one. I just usually am not very good at this track, if you guys are not aware right here. Okay, there's 30 rings, and we now have a wheel. Another 30 rings. And Silver's gonna get the win right there in first place. Well, unfortunately, we gotta get last place on this one. There was just nothing much I could do there. That's why I suck at this track right here a lot of the time on this game. Alright, let's hope we can do better in the next race. Alright, on the Mediatek premises. Alright, let's see. What would I like to use now? Let's go with the Omni Tempest. Alright, let's go. Alright, another good start. And we are going to get an X-ray trick there. I got the grind. I was ramming right into your gear a little bit, but thankfully we didn't lose too much speed. Alright, now we got the air ride. Yeah, baby! Got another X-ray trick. Now let's bring out the gravity dive here. on the lap 2. Alright, let's fly through some rings here. Okay, I got 10 rings there. And we now have the bike! Alright, let's use another gravity dive here. You're not getting away from long, Eggman. Alright, final lap. Oh shoot, kind of took the turtle a little too soon there. Alright, let's punch some obstacles. Alright, 30 GP. How does Eggman have a special move while he's in first place? I was not expecting that from what I saw right there on the map. Alright, come on, we gotta try to make good use of this gravity dive here. I don't think that's gonna be good enough right here to help me catch up. No, it's not. Dr. Eggman got the win right there in first place. And it looks like we're gonna end up in second. That was just not cool of how Eggman beat me on that race right there. But it is what it is. Alright, let's go to the next race now. Alright, so now it's on the MediaTek Sparkworks. And for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Wind Catcher.
Alright, bring it on!
Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, once again, pretty good start. Alright, there's a GP gauge up. Alright, let's fly through these rings here.
See ya!
Alright, double A right there. That's not too bad. Alright, we got some more rings over here that we can fly through. Oh, I missed that! God dang it! Alright, there's some extra speed here. Alright, let's bring out the gravity dive here. Alright, lap 2. Oh shoot! I accidentally took that turn too soon there. But the good news is that we do have the lead right now in first place. Okay, I'm noticing somebody off the track right here on the map. I think that's Shadow right here. That's off course. I wonder what happened with him. Alright, let's see if we can do better at flying through these rings. Okay, there we go. I am seeing now Shadow back on the track right here. Alright, let's bring out that GP gauge up, and let's use another gravity dive. Alright, last lap. I missed that item, but whatever. Alright, there's the X-ray trick. Alright, we're gonna fly through these rings again. Alright, there's an S-right trick. That's very good. Oh no! Dang it! I fell off the track right there when I flew too low on trying to go through the rain. Unbelievable. Alright, there's an X-ray trick. Alright, let's speed our way to the finish line here of this gravity dive. Alright! Despite that mistake right there that we made toward the end of that race, thankfully we are still able to pull off the win right there in first place. So that's very, very nice. Alright, time to go into the next race now. Alright, so next up we're going to head over to the Aquatic Capital. Alright, and what kind of extreme gear do I want to use this time? Let's go with the Shinobi skates. I really like using those a lot.
Alright, bring it on!
Alright, let's do this. Yeah, baby! We got a perfect start! Alright, we got an S-rank truck to start off, and there's 20 rings. I got the ghost! Now nobody can see where I am on the map. Alright, let's go down the water slide. That was a good gravity dive there. That was going to hop on the rail. Alright, lap 2. Our S-rank trick right there on that job. And we got ourselves a magnetic barrier. And there's the all-wall run. Time to do some more grinding here on this rail. Alright, now on to the final lap. Let's make our way to the finish line. And we just got another win in first place. How about that? Alright, let's go and see what happens down in the next race. And now it's time to head off to the Tempest Waterway. And I'm going to go with the GP accumulator on this one. See what we do here. Alright! Another perfect start right there, just like that. I've got an air ride. Alright, there's the GP gain up. This will totally come in handy. I got an X-ray trick. I missed the item. Oh well. Alright, spray out gravity dive here. Alright, now on to lap number 2.